Hey everyone, and welcome! If you're looking for a way to completely transform eggplant into something that's not just delicious, but actually healthy, you are in the perfect place. Today, I'm going to share a recipe with you that's so good, it might just make this humble veggie your new absolute favorite.
I totally get it. We've all been there, right? The same heavy, kind of oily, or just boring eggplant recipes. It's so easy to fall into a rut. But what if I told you there's a much better way? A way to get an unbelievably crispy, totally satisfying result without all that heavy frying?
Well, that's exactly what we're about to do. This is my go-to recipe when I want something that feels indulgent, but is actually light and packed with flavor. It's perfect for those days you just don't want to spend forever in the kitchen. So let's get into it. Okay, like with any truly great dish, it all starts with the prep work. And for this eggplant, believe me, getting the prep right is the absolute key to achieving that perfect texture. Creamy and soft on the inside with a super crispy crust on the outside. It's really just three simple steps. First, you're going to slice your eggplant into nice, thick rounds. This helps them stay meaty and not get lost in the coating. Next, we soak them in salted water for about 20 to 30 minutes. And finally, and this is so important, you have to pat them completely dry. Seriously, don't skip this part. So, why the saltwater soak? Well, there's a little kitchen magic to it. The saltwater does two amazing things. It pulls out any bitterness from the eggplant, and more importantly, it draws out a ton of excess water. Less water means a creamier inside, and it lets the outside get ridiculously crispy when we cook it. For me, this is a non-negotiable step. All right, now for the really fun part, the coating. This is where we build that incredible, audible crunch. It's a two-part process, and it creates a texture that is, well, it's just out of this world. First up, we've got our wet batter. Super simple. We're just going to combine some all-purpose flour, one egg, and just a little splash of water to get it to the right consistency. Then we add our spices. I love a mix of salt, pepper, paprika, and a little bit of cumin and coriander for a beautiful warmth. Just whisk it all together till it's nice and smooth. This batter acts like the perfect glue for our crunchy coating. And for that signature crunch, this is where the magic really happens. Our dry coating is a mix of finely crushed cornflakes and seasoned breadcrumbs. Quick tip, I love using a spicy variety of breadcrumbs. It adds this amazing, gentle heat that doesn't overwhelm anything, but just makes all the flavors pop. Yeah, the cornflakes are my secret weapon here. They give you this incredible golden color and a crunch that is just next level, especially if you're baking or air frying. You know how breadcrumbs can sometimes look a little pale coming out of the oven? Well, the cornflakes guarantee that beautiful golden brown finish every single time. Trust me. The process itself is super straightforward. You take one of your perfectly dry eggplant slices, dip it into the wet batter, and make sure it's completely covered. Let any extra batter drip off for a second, then immediately press it firmly into that cornflake and breadcrumb mix. You really want to press down so you get a nice, thick, even coating all over. One of the best things about this recipe is how flexible it is. You can cook these amazing eggplant rounds in three different ways, really depending on what you're in the mood for or what kind of gear you have in your kitchen. So let's break it down. For the healthiest and fastest method, the air fryer is your best friend. Set it to 180 degrees Celsius, give them a little spray of oil, and they're done in about 10 to 15 minutes. If you're making a big batch for guests or family, the oven is the way to go. Pop them on a wire rack at 200 degrees Celsius for around 20 minutes. And of course, for that classic, deep golden crunch, you can pan fry them in a little bit of oil for just a couple of minutes per side. Honestly, they're fantastic no matter how you cook them. Now, what's a crispy, delicious snack without the perfect sauce to dip it in? I've got the easiest, most refreshing sauce for you, and it seriously comes together in just a couple of minutes. All you're going to need are a few simple, fresh things. A good spoonful of yogurt, Greek or regular, whatever you have, a little touch of light mayo for creaminess, the juice of about half a lemon, one tiny minced garlic clove, some fresh chopped parsley, and of course, a little salt and pepper. And making it couldn't be easier. You literally just dump everything into a small bowl and give it a really good mix. And that's it. You have this fresh, zesty, creamy sauce that just perfectly cuts through the richness of the crispy eggplant. It's fantastic. Okay, so our eggplant is cooked to golden brown perfection. Our amazing sauce is ready to go. Now it's time to assemble the plate and create a meal that is just so satisfying.
The way I love to serve this is with the eggplant piping hot right out of the oven or air fryer, with a big dollop of that cool, creamy sauce right on the side for dipping. And to make it a complete and balanced meal, I just add a big handful of fresh, peppery arugula. The combination of the warm crispiness, the cool sauce, and the fresh greens is just spectacular. Okay, I have one last very important tip for you. Please don't forget this. Just before you take your first bite, give everything a generous squeeze of fresh lemon juice. I'm telling you, it wakes everything up and ties all those flavors together in the most beautiful way. It's a tiny step that makes a huge difference. And there you have it, a dish that is so delicious and satisfying, it often becomes my entire lunch. Whether you bake it, air fry it, or pan fry it, you get an eggplant that is unbelievably crispy on the outside and perfectly soft and creamy on the inside. So the only question left is, are you ready to give this a try? I promise you are never going to look at eggplant the same way again.